Do you remember reading the story of the three pigs, the three little pigs, when you were a kid, or maybe you've more recently read it to your children? And it tells the stories of the three different buildings that the pigs build, trying to keep out the big bad wolf. Well, imagine that third pig who builds the house with bricks, and he's got this really safe structure that the wolf can't blow in. Well, what if he built that hut without mortar? Mortar is the stuff that holds bricks together. It's some kind of adhesive. It's usually made out of cement. It's not beautiful, but it is critical. If he had not used mortar, that bad wolf would have blown that hut down just like the others, and the piggy would have gone running home like the other two pigs did. Well, here's the deal. There are a lot of beautiful events in the world, just like there are a lot of beautiful brick walls and brick sidewalks. My dad collected ancient historical bricks from small towns throughout Kansas. He used to collect medicine bottles, which you can see some of them back on the shelf over here. But he also collected these bricks and he used them as pavers in our sidewalks around the house. They weren't holding anything up, but they were beautiful and displayed. Well, a lot of events are like ornate brick walls. They're like these brick walls that look gorgeous from a distance, but you get up and you notice there's not a whole lot holding it together. So, a tornado in Kansas, or a hurricane in Florida, or an earthquake in California is going to cause that wall to come tumbling down. Now, why do I talk about bricks and mortar? Because events are much like bricks and mortar. The bricks are the content, the sessions, the keynotes, the parties, the entertainment, all the big stuff that we as event designers are planning and putting together and putting our effort into. And we should. 90%, maybe 95% of our effort should go into having great bricks, great sessions, great things going on within the event. But if we don't think about the mortar, the things that are holding it together, it will be like a flimsy wall that gets blown over whenever something goes wrong. And what is the mortar when it comes to events? Well, the mortar are the MCs. The mortar is the lights, the things that are creating the feel, the context for the event. It's the attention to detail, making sure that when we're in a session, it goes as smoothly as possible and one thing is connected to another. We're not jerking people around from this thing to that thing to this thing where they're wondering, what am I doing here? Am I a ping pong ball? Am I a pinball in a pinball machine? What's going on? The mortar brings it all together so that now we have these great, beautiful bricks and we have a great, beautiful structure. So there's a lot of things we can pay attention to. MCs, in my opinion, are the number one thing you should have. Professional MC, someone who understands how to customize that experience for the audience from start to finish. So that is the number one person you need on your team thinking about the mortar. But your team in general needs to think about, how do we make sure these bricks shine as much as possible? And then what's happening from brick to brick, from session one to session two, from party to this. So we're thinking about that journey. What's happening as people move from point A to point B, emotionally, intellectually, physically. We're paying attention to all of those journeys. When we do that, then we end up having a journey that makes sense. And here's the thing that makes this complicated. Everybody wants their own journey today, right? Everyone wants it to be customized, personalized. They want this hyper personalized experience, just like we can get with our phones and our playlists that we use. And when we're watching Netflix, we choose exactly what we want. People want to experience our events that way. Okay, so you can't anticipate every little decision, but you can learn to be like a good video game designer who anticipates, what are those junctures? What are those moments when people are thinking about changing paths? And how do we make that easy for them to choose the right path? Now, we can't anticipate when they jump ship in the middle of a session. Hopefully, the speaker at that point is doing their job and keeping them engaged. But we can anticipate all those places of mortar and we see cracks in the brick, we go in and we fix those things. That's what we do as experienced designers. I hope this metaphor is helpful to you. It's one that I've used for probably 25 years, whether planning services for churches or planning large events like social media marketing world, or planning trainings when I'm in the middle of a corporate training event like I did at Koch Industries. Paying attention to those details. What's happening on the breaks? How am I connecting with the audience and making sure people are engaged? How am I inviting them back in when their energy levels have waned? We're bringing them back. That's the mortar. That's the stuff that's bringing people to where they need to be for the next thing that is getting ready to happen. If that makes sense, drop me a comment in the comments here. I would love to hear from you. Love to know what you're thinking. Love to see how this applies for you, any ways that you've applied it that might add to what I'm talking about. With that said, my name is Phil Mershon. I am the founder of Unforgettable Experiences and Unforgettable Events. I've written the book, Unforgettable. It's not around here. Unforgettable, the art and science of creating memorable experiences. Is right over there, right over my shoulder. So you can grab a copy of that if you're interested. Love to chat with you. Connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook, or comment here on YouTube. Have a great day.